so we have some new words for you. This is officially new stuff, okay?
It's okay, it's not gonna be building on stuff that they've already got that you guys don't have.
Yep, so everybody's equal playing field.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if you've ever seen someone crying and wondered whether they were crying because real life was tough or whether their character thought life was tough. Because as one of these staff people, at least 3 times an event, I get somebody running up to me going, I'm really not sure, but this person over there is freaking out. Could you just go kind of check and make sure that they're okay? And 99.9% of the time, things are great. They are having a scene and it's all good. Here's how you can do this for yourself. Core. I have 2 options. I can ask from an out-of-game perspective or in-game perspective. Out-of-game first, because this is also my husband. Core. In Sooth, are you okay? That means in Sooth is code for out-of-game. Are you okay?
And it doesn't have to be just are you okay to follow it. It can be in Sooth, whatever.
Right. In Sooth, are you hurt? In Sooth, are you injured? In Sooth, in truth, are you in physical pain? So in Sooth is also for in truth, in reality, not in game. He has 2 options on how he replies.
And only 2.
And only 2. He can reply by saying in Sooth, so he's going to answer me from an out-of-game perspective and say, in Sooth,
Excuse me.
I am not.
In Sooth, I am unwell.
In Sooth, I am unwell.
Blah.
In Sooth, my ankle has been turned.
In Sooth, I am overheated and need water.
In Sooth, I need out of here.
Yep.
So that's all in-game data. Now, Core, in Sooth, are you okay? His other option is to answer in-game, which immediately confirms to me that there is no out-of-game issue I need to spend any more time wondering about. In Sooth, are you okay?
In faith, I am fine.
In faith. If I use the phrase in faith, I am only talking about my character. So he says, in faith, I am fine.
It's also a cue for please continue interacting with me in-game from here on out.
He could also say, in faith, I am not, which tells me his character is upset about what's happening. And I immediately know which tree to follow. And then I go, in faith, what can I do? I have turned the corner. I am going to let go of any personal anxiety that there is something wrong with my husband. Make sense?
Or in other situations, we're
another player.
Another player, right? And it's a permission for you as a player to interact with someone in a way, interact with someone in an in-game way that allows the conversation to continue or allows whatever incident is happening to be resolved without breaking play for the people around you.
You don't have to reset, okay, now we're in character again.
Right, exactly.
Right.
It's all an in-character flow forward.
So we are not talking about, is good, yeah. We are not talking about emergencies.
Nope.
Okay, so we're not talking about when we've asked everybody to take, this is a safety issue, take a knee, everything comes to a grinding halt. We are talking about our characters. We have a couple players, let me say we've got a couple players that waterworks is a normal part of their play experience.
They're
they
really
cry.
good at it, and it adds to the game.
And it adds value to their experience. It's a way that they like to tell their character story.
And invariably, once per event, somebody comes to one of the producers and says, "Is this person okay?"
I keep seeing them crying.
And now we're presenting you all with tools to decide and determine that on your own.
Likewise, somebody runs into something while they're out in the wilds on their mod where they come back and they are cursed or poisoned or something else, and they're standing over in the corner acting like they're vomiting, right? So
And
you walk up. Yeah.
Every time I come back from the dead, core vomits.
Yeah.
A lot.
Right. And so you then can walk up and go, in Sooth, are you okay?
In faith, I'm fine!
In faith, I'm fine.
Okay.
In faith, I'm not. You know,
Right.
either one. It doesn't
Nope,
matter.
real vomit!
Should we avoid phrases like forsooth then, or a term like, because forsooth
It's typically
is,
not used a whole lot.
We don't
as
use it a
is
lot.
anyway, so yeah.
but, you know, it's like truth, you know, or word up, you know, forsooth. can be a thing. It's not necessarily in our game, but should we actively avoid that?
I'd say probably, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably.
Just to avoid
Let
that
this be
confusion.
a code phrase.
Yeah.
It's a phrase that the Kansas City Renaissance Festival uses a lot.
The in Sooth part is.
The
The
in
in faith part I picked up when I was working at the Scarborough Renaissance Festival in Texas, because that's the other piece that they added on to it for their cast.
Sure.
So, and I just brought it back up here. So,
All right.
So I can see this changing the culture because I think we need to point it out that every time someone does this,
yep,
we should be, in faith, raise your hand on your head.
yep, call it out.
Yep.
You know, because this,
Yeah.
I don't know if you,
From
our
other
culture has
games.
It's
been,
it's
this means I'm out of game.
We're trying real hard to get away from it.
right.
It's
yeah.
So we need-
It's a thing people have brought in from other games that is just reflex for them.
And you see conversations,
Yeah,
people doing this back and forth. It's,
Right, exactly. And so instead of me going up and going, "Brad, are you okay?" which is a habit that some other games have, which means in other games it kind of means that I go invisible. I'm not really here. We're not really here.
doesn't actually exist within our rule set.
Right, but it's a habit.
Have we done any, just because it's on the line, along these lines, language, if I'm speaking a different language, do we have anything to communicate
Not
that?
as of right now.
I mean, should we say in Sooth, I'm speaking in Bryn? I mean,
in Sue's out of game.
Lang-
right,
It would be
or,
in faith.
Languages
In-
in LARP are a really weird, awkward transition meta kind of thing.
yeah, because you
Probably a
can't
topic
unhear
for,
it.
yeah, it's a whole nother conversation really.
Okay.
So,
I think you should
Good
just learn
question.
another language.
I'll write it down for questions.
yeah, absolutely. Let's bookmark that for later.